Hey guys, okay, I'm going to go through a couple announcements and then we're going to go through some review problems so you can practice for your quiz. So a couple announcements. Your quiz is on Monday. We will do a Schoology conference. Our class starts at 12:45. So Mr. Chine and I will be on the Schoology conference from 12:45 to 1:15, available so you can review with us, watch this review video, ask questions. Everyone needs to be on the Schoology conference at 1:15. Everybody needs to be on the Schoology conference at 1:15. So set an alarm on your phone, help each other remember. At 1:15 on Monday, we will go through all the directions for the quiz. You will take your quiz with your webcams on so we can see you working the problems, we can see you not using your phone. And so making sure that your webcams are on at 1:15 in Schoology. You may use your notes for the quiz, so it's important that you have the formulas, everything that we've gone over. You may use some notes for the quiz. For the quiz, it's important, you can pull it up on Schoology. It will be a PDF. You can pull it up on Schoology as a document. You do not need to print it. Just like you've been following along and writing your own notes, you can write out and work out the problems on a sheet of paper, take a picture of it, convert it to a PDF, and then upload it on Schoology. That's why we've kind of been practicing doing that with your notes. So again, you don't have to print the quiz. You can just work on it on a sheet of paper from those problems. We'll go over all these directions again on Monday. Just wanted to give you the heads up. We so appreciate your patience and understanding and flexibility as we try new things with this distance learning to figure out what works best for you and for us, and to continue your learning. So thank you so much. I know there's been challenges and we just appreciate everything that you all have done. So thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and get going with our review for the quiz. All right, so reviewing for the quiz, we are first going to review over finding the area of a parallelogram. All right, so looking at finding area of a parallelogram. If I give you a parallelogram like this, say that this is 10 meters, 4 meters, 9 meters. All right, let's find the area. It's really important that you write the formula for every problem before you do it. Even on the quiz, there will be a section where you have to write the formula for every problem. So, and that counts as part of your answer. So, area of a parallelogram, let's say area of a para, is base times height. Okay, so remember the base and the height form a right angle. You can go ahead, sorry, I spoke ahead, but go ahead and pause, try and work this problem, and then you can check back and get your answer with your answer. All right, so remember the base and the height have to form that right angle, so you're looking for those two lines that form the right angle. You would not multiply 4 and 10 because those don't form the right angle. That's an obtuse angle there. You would multiply 4 times 9 because that forms the right angle. So 4 times 9, 36. Now, on Schoology, you haven't had to enter in units, but on your quiz, it will be very important that you put your units in your answer. So remember, for area, your units are always units squared. So here it's meters squared. 36 meters squared. That's your answer for the area of a parallelogram. Okay, go ahead and try this parallelogram. Find the area of this parallelogram. All right, pause the video, find the area of that parallelogram. All right, so you should write the formula, area equals base times height. Area equals, again, looking for that right angle, those two lines that form that right angle, 10.7 times 3. Working that out, 10.7 times 3, 21, 2, and 3, move your decimal one time. So 32.1, and then again, your unit centimeters squared. Okay, what if I give you a parallelogram and I tell you that the area, so this is a parallelogram, the area is going to equal 120 meters squared. The base is 6 meters. What is the height? Pause and find your answer. So you know that area equals base times height. If the area is 120 and the base is 6, 6 times what gives you 120? So let's divide 120 divided by 6, and you get 20. So the height would equal 20 meters. Again, making sure that those answers have units on them. Okay, let's find areas of triangles now. If you remember the formula for area of a triangle, turn the page just so it's all concise on one page. If you remember the formula for area of a triangle, area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2, or 1/2 base times height. You can write it either way, base times height divided by 2, or 1/2 times the base and the height. Okay, so let's find an area of this triangle here. 8 meters. 8 meters, 8 meters. It's an equilateral triangle. And then this measurement we'll say is 7 meters. Find the area of that triangle. Pause and work it. All right, so area is base times height divided by 2. So remember, you only divide by 2 one time. So you could divide the height by 2, or you could divide the base by 2, or you could divide the product by 2, but you only divide by 2 one time. So 7 times 8 divided by 2, 56 divided by 2, 28, making sure you put your units, meters squared. Or you could have seen that 8 is even, so that's easy to split. So you could have said, split 8 into 2, 4. So 7 times 4 gives you 28 meters squared. That way works too. Okay, let's try another formula for area, or another area of a triangle problem. All right, let me give you some measurements here. 20 meters, 9 meters, 11 meters, 9 meters. Go ahead and find the area of that triangle. Pause and work it. Okay, so you're going to do area equals base times height divided by 2, looking for those two numbers that form that right angle. Here's that right angle, so this distance of 9 from the base all the way to the tippy top, 9, that distance, and then 9 is also your base and your height. So 9 times 9 divided by 2. Neither one of those is even, so just 9 times 9 is 81 divided by 2. 81 divided by 2. So you could say 40.5, or you could say 40.5. 40.5, again, units, meters squared, making sure you have those meters squared. Okay, what if I tell you that the area of this triangle here's the base. The base can be, let's have the base be 7 meters. This can be 9 meters. And the area is, let's say, sorry, give me just a second here to make sure, is 21 meters squared. What is the height? Okay, so the area is 21 meters squared. What is the height here? You might be thinking to yourself, oh, 7 times 3 is 21, so your answer is 3. But no, go ahead, pause and work it if you haven't. That's not 3, because remember, the area formula for area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So 7 times what number, then divided by 2, gives you 21. So we're going to say 21 equals 7 times the height divided by 2. Multiply both sides by 2. So really you're trying to say, okay, 7 times what gives me 42? So then your height is 6 meters. Then your height would be 6 meters, because instead of dividing by 2, you're going to multiply by 2. That undoes your dividing by 2 when you find the area of a triangle. Okay, let's look at finding an area of a composite figure. And we have something that we can break it up into. All right, this whole distance here, let's say, is 20 inches. This whole distance here, let's say, is 18 inches. This distance here, 10 inches. And this distance here is 11 inches. Okay, let's find the area of that figure, of that composite figure. So we need to break it up into figures that we know how to find the area of. Go ahead, pause and get your answer. Okay, what I see is that I can split it right here into a triangle and a rectangle. Some of you might have seen that you could split it here into a trapezoid and a rectangle. That could work too. But let's go ahead and go with this one right here, splitting it. So now I have this rectangle, 10 times 20, so 200 inches squared. And then I have this triangle here. I don't know what this measurement is, but I know that the whole thing is 18, and I know that this part is 10. So if this part is 10, the whole thing is 18. This has to be 8 inches. I don't know this measurement either, but I do know that the whole thing is 20, and this part is 11, so this part has to be 9 inches, because 9 plus 11 is 20. So now multiply 8 times 9, divide by 2. So 36 inches squared. Add those two together and you get 236 inches squared. If you're confused on how I got the 36, 8 times 9 divided by 2, 72 divided by 2. Or you could just split the 8 and say 4 times 9 is 36. All right. Moving right along, let's now practice lesson 7.3. So we've kind of gone through lesson 7.1, area of parallelograms, lesson 7.2, area of triangles, and then composite figures. And now lesson 7.3 is area of trapezoids. So let's find the area of this trapezoid here. Let's do 2 feet, 7 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, and 4 feet. All right, formula for area of a trapezoid is B1 plus B2 divided by 2 times the height. Or you can use 1/2 B1 plus B2 times the height. All right, so my two bases, remember, are my two, pause it, go ahead and pause and work it. Remember that my two bases are my two parallel sides. So 7 and 2 are my parallel lines. So those are my bases. So I have 7 plus 2 divided by 2 times the height, which is the one that forms the right angle, so times 4. So 9 divided by 2 times 4. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5 times 4. 4.5 times 4 is 18. So I have 18 feet squared. Really making sure you remember those units too. Oops, see that last answer there. 18 feet squared. Area of a trapezoid. Add your two bases, divide by 2, because remember you're averaging them. You're making them into a rectangle. Take some from this one and give some to that one. Average, and then multiply it by the height. Or like Mr. Chine explained, you can put two trapezoids together and you can make a parallelogram. So then you're just going to find the area of a parallelogram, add those two bases, multiply by height, and then dividing it by 2 or multiplying it by half. Okay, let's find another area of a trapezoid. Practice some more. What if this was 4.6 meters? Oh, whoops. You don't need those dotted lines. This one is 12 meters. 8 meters. Let's find the area of that trapezoid. So writing your formula, area of a trapezoid is B1 plus B2 divided by 2 times the height, or you can use 1/2 B1 plus B2 times the height. All right, so my two bases are my set of parallel lines, my two parallel lines. So 8 plus 12 divided by 2 times the height. I'm looking for that right angle that connect my two bases. So 20 divided by 2 times 4.6. 10 times 4.6. 10 times 4.6 is just simply 46 meters squared. Making sure you have your units. Making sure that you have your units there. Okay, let's find the area of a complex figure with a trapezoid. All right, if a complex figure with a trapezoid, let's do something like this. Okay, let's have this be 15 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 6 centimeters, and 6 centimeters. This distance from here to here will be 4 centimeters, and this line here will be 12 centimeters. So find the area, go ahead, pause and work it, and find the area of that composite figure. Okay, so you could have seen that you could have split it right here into a rectangle and a trapezoid. So area of this rectangle, 15 times 12. Is 180. And area of this trapezoid, B1 plus B2, the set of parallel lines are your two bases, divide by 2, and then times the height, which is that line that connects your two bases with those right angles. So we're going to have 15 plus 5 divided by 2 times the height. So 20 divided by 2 times the height. 10 times 4 is 40. So then my area of my composite figure is going to be 80 plus 180 plus 40, which is 220 centimeters squared. Okay, So we've gone over all the lessons, 7.1, 7.2, 7.3. I now want to do 2 problems where it combines everything that you've learned so far. That's where you find the area of shaded regions. What if I had a trapezoid? Let's start with a parallelogram first. What if I have a parallelogram here, and I have a triangle inside of it that I'm going to cut out? So this measurement is going to be 10 yards. This measurement is going to be 11 yards. This measurement is going to be 6 yards. This little measurement on the triangle is going to be 3 yards, sorry. This little measurement here is going to be 2 yards. This measurement is going to be 4 yards. Okay, hopefully you can see all of that. We are going to find the area of the shaded region. So if I took this parallelogram and cut that triangle out, what's the area of everything that's left, that shaded region? So you need to find the area of 2 figures. You need to find the area of the parallelogram, what it was, okay, and then you need to find the area of the triangle, what you cut out, and since you're cutting it out, you're going to subtract those 2 areas. So go ahead and pause and get your answer. So for the area of the parallelogram, you just do base times height. Look for that right angle. Do not do 10 times 11. You're doing 10 times 6. Base times height, 10 times 6, 60. Okay, so 60 yards squared. For the area of the triangle, you're going to do base times height divided by 2. So 3 times 2 divided by 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 yards squared. That's what we cut out. So since we cut this out, we had 60, we cut 3 yards squared out. So I'm going to do 60 minus 3, I have 57 yards squared. That would be your answer on how to do a problem like that. Okay, let's try one more of those, and then Mr. Chai and I will be on the Schoology conference to answer any questions, and then you can make sure you're back at 1:15 on the Schoology conference for the quiz. All right, so another one with a shaded region. Let's do a trapezoid. And we're going to cut out a parallelogram. Okay, this is going to be 10 inches. This is going to be 3 inches, 1 inch, 5 inches, and 8 inches. Pause and get your answer of the shaded region if we took this trapezoid and cut out that parallelogram. So you should have found the area of the trapezoid. Area of the trapezoid, b1 plus b2, so 10 plus 8 divided by 2 times the height. 18 divided by 2 times 5. 9 times 5 is 45. Area of the parallelogram, just base times height, so 3 times 1 is 3. You're taking 3 out of the 45. So 45 minus 3 is 42 inches squared. All right, please make sure you're back on Schoology at 1:15 for directions from me and Mr. Chime. Good luck on your quiz. You may use your notes.